Highs and lows, right? Ups and downs, peaks and valleys. This is what we talk about when it comes to hockey teams that aren't world beaters. Not the top of the league, President's Trophy contending, top of everybody's expectations kind of teams. If you're a team like the Detroit Red Wings heading into 2023-2024, you may have been expecting some sort of a playoff push. You maybe wouldn't have been surprised if somebody told you at the beginning of the season, yeah, they're going to make the wild card. You maybe wouldn't have been surprised if you said, yeah, they just barely missed out. But barely missing out is a lot better than where the Wings have been in years prior, finishing last in the league in 2020 and then slowly working their way up from there. Now, in 23-24, I think it's finally time to start believing in this team, baby. And maybe not believing as in, oh yeah, like last year I wasn't believing in the team. In terms of their production and their wins and losses, that's what I mean. This YZERPLAN with this group of guys and these signings has gotten to a point where the Wings are now in a pretty comfortable spot. They sit second in the wildcard race, they've got 55 points in 48 games played, and their lead on New Jersey and New York is at 4 points apiece. Now, there are some games in hand. The Devils do have 51 points in only 46 games, so if they win their next two games, they can match Detroit's 55-point mark. But the Wings have been winning too, and they're 7-2-1 in their last 10 because of it. Yesterday, we saw the Wings take a 3-0 victory over the Philadelphia Flyers, and this was noteworthy because it was Alex Lyon's second shutout of the year. Now, we already made a video talking about the Lyon King and what exactly he's done with the Red Wings this season, but this comes after he got pulled in the other games, so it's very nice to see the way he was able to bounce back. But it's not even just Alex Lyon that's been pulling his weight. Take a look at this article that goes out there and talks about the win from yesterday. The Daily from Kevin Allen. This is not last season's Detroit Red Wings team, plus Dylan Larkin's place in history. This article will be linked in the description. Part of the reason I like it is because of the picture they used. In fact, I may steal that picture of Larkin and use it in this thumbnail. But the Red Wings right now are 5th in scoring compared to 24th last season. Starting goalie Alex Lyon boasts a .928 save percentage, unlike last season's goalie group that owned save percentages below .900. The Bob Duff story last night points out that the Wings have a different attitude this season when it comes to making sure they don't lose games they should win, and that's been a crucial part of their recent success. Detroit is 8-2-1 in their last 11. This has put the team in the smack-dab heat of the playoff race. Now, in regards to Dylan Larkin, this is what the article says. The Red Wings' next game, a surging Vegas Golden Knights team, is up next for the Wings. The Golden Knights are 5-0-1 in their last 6 and will present a formidable test for the Detroit squad when they arrive Saturday night. Detroit has its own surge going on, with Captain Dylan Larkin leading it. He extended his point streak to 10 straight games with a goal Thursday against Philadelphia. This is the third streak of 10 or more games in his career. Larkin also authored a 10-game point streak from January 29th to March 1st in 2022, and a 14-game point streak in 2018. Larkin became the 8th player in Red Wings history to record at least 3 10-game point streaks, joining Steve Yzerman, Gordie Howe, John Ogrodnik, Ted Lindsay, Pavel Datsyuk, Sergei Fedorov, and Norm Ullman. Larkin has recorded 27 points in 25 games, dating back to November 22nd against New Jersey. Man, Dylan Larkin putting his name in the history books, alongside of some very notable Red Wings legends. Now, I get it, point streaks are not really like the biggest and most bold stat to look at, but it's still something, and he's still there. He's been leading this team in points on the season, and it's interesting because the Wings have gotten all of this success as of late with very few point-per-game guys. I mean, Larkin is over a point per game with 44 points, but everybody else, they're under by a pretty decent margin. DeBrincat's at 42 points in 48 games, Raymond is at 39, Gostisbehere has 32, Sprong, who has been a very good story himself, is at 31, and then you have Comfer and everybody else rounding out the top 10. In fact, when it comes to some of these names, we've been seeing a lot of positive growth out of this line of Kopp, Rasmussen, and Christian Fischer. Just a lot of versatility throughout this lineup of guys who can do most things they need to. And they're getting rewarded with 20-plus point seasons so far, on pace for about 40 each. Even yesterday, you saw the pass that Rasmussen made to get Andrew Kopp the goal. That was a very nice play, and just another example of versatility of scoring throughout the lineup. Even for a team that is lacking their number one superstar talent that they just signed in Patrick Kane. And interestingly enough, when you talk about Kane, it's apparent that he's probably going to be sitting out for the rest of the week here, let's say until the All-Star break concludes. That's probably when we're going to see him returning. Joining back onto a team like this, though, it's going to be awesome. Just the amount of success they've been able to exhibit without him in the lineup, and then adding him back on top of that, yeah, I kind of like that, see? And when it comes to the Wings and their excitement, it's not even just with the Wings themselves. There's a pretty big boom going on in Detroit right now, and that's highlighted in this article on mlive.com from today. Red Wings contributing to excitement level in the Detroit sports scene. They talk about the Wings, they talk about the Detroit Lions, and how they've been doing pretty well. Kind of nice to see some good success with Detroit sports teams, with the Pistons being as bad as they are in the NBA. In fact, here's a comment from the subreddit that I think is just so funny. You can't tell me the Wings and the Lions aren't adding some years back onto people's lives. It might as well be 80 and sunny out with how I've been feeling this month. And that is so funny, but also so kinda true, in a way. You know, if you're watching this video, you're probably like, you know, a diehard fan. Or you're just tuning in because you like me. It's probably the former, but I'll digress. We, as sports fans, have a certain kind of attachment to the teams that we watch. And for Detroit, I mean, the Wings have been so bad the past few years that slowly building up into this position now, after making the transitory signings, getting some guys that will fill up cap space while also filling up roster spots, maybe, in a way, taking away development time for some of the prospects, but actually presenting a good product on the ice itself, this contributes very nicely to fans and their mental health, because at the end of the day, you know, if the Wings make the playoffs, they're in the gosh darn playoffs. That in itself is a victory. If I told y'all Red Wings fans at the beginning of the season, yeah, they're going to be in the wildcard spot at the start of February, and they're going to be riding hot. They've got a goaltender that's a starting guy, a legit guy. Larkin's going to be producing points. Patrick Kane's going to come to Detroit. You would have been like, yeah, that's a great season. Sign me up. And when it comes to those highs and lows, the peaks and valleys, it was all kind of down there at the beginning of the season, you know? December-ish area, this is what Dueling Dog goes out there and says. Remember in December when a bunch of people were calling for Tanguay's job because the power play was cold? We're 11th in the league in power play percentage at the moment. They've gone out there and fixed things up, and you have to go out and give your props to a lot of this Red Wings personnel that has just been getting it done. I mean, Comfer, Gostisbehere, Raymond, Perron, definitely not like the mainstay idea of what you want the power play to be, but they're doing it. Even with DeBrincat on the second unit right now. To end off this video, though, let's go back over to that MLive article and read some quotes from the piece in regards to the Wings win over the Flyers. It's the energy and the excitement, Red Wings coach Derek Lalonde said. As a fan myself, it's been unbelievable to watch. Of course, you can feel the energy and it's awesome. This is an unbelievable time in Detroit. I'm glad we're pitching in a little bit, playing at a really high level, but how can you not be energized? This is flat out amazing, goosebump amazing. It is awesome. Obviously, a shutout against a team like that, in a moment like this, these games are becoming increasingly bigger as we get towards the second half, especially these teams that we're neck and neck with. Love the fact that we pitched a shutout here. It felt like a good team shutout. You have some comments made by Moritz Seider on the win. It was a huge win for us today, especially the second period. We knew we screwed up against Dallas. I think the Flyers had a lot of shots, but a lot of them were on the outside. This team is going to be there in the end. We're going to fight neck and neck with them, Lalonde said. They're too well constructed, they're too well coached. This was our last opportunity head-to-head with them, and it's a really positive win for us. And so with that shutout in the back pocket that he's got, Alex Lyon takes this team to another win. Dylan Larkin contributes to his own point streak, and the fans in Detroit may be as happy as they've been in years. As long as you ignore the Pistons, for now. So, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about the Wings and their recent tear. Articles will be linked in the description if you want to go ahead and read more of this yourself. There's a lot more content in those pieces. I just kind of took some snippets and put it together here for a fun YouTube video. But how have the Wings been playing in your opinion? Where do you see them finishing in the NHL standings for 23-24, and do they make the dance? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.